planners and bullet journals, art projects, organized planner chic. Well, hello! I welcome you to Organized Planner Chic. I'm Lucinda, and what I have for you today is an update on my Traveler's Notebook Bible Bullet Journal. It is so fun and just makes it so much better and more rewarding, fulfilling whenever I'm planning and when I'm at church with my Traveler's Notebook Bullet Journal. And so I'm going to show you all of the updates and all of the tools that I use when I go to church and bring with me, and what I do when I'm at home. All right, let's get to it. Okay, now this is what I carry everything in that I take with me when I go to church. And it's actually a Bible carrying case. Oops, I'm trying to cover up that glare right there. It's a Bible carrying case, and here is one side of it where it has a pocket, and I'm going to go through all of that with you guys. From the outside in, I'm going to show everything. Oops, sorry about the noise. And then this is the other side where it's got a Bible symbol, or not a Bible, sort of a point. Actually, this looks like a sword. I was going to say it looks like a cross, but it's more of like the cross as a sword, or that the Bible is your sword and your defense and your strength in this world and in this life. And so that's what, and I have had this actually for a really long time. I bought it one time when I was on duty for the Navy, and the reserve unit I was stationed in was in Millington, Tennessee, just outside of Memphis, and they had a Bible bookstore that I always went to when I was on my way there, and I always stopped there when I was on my way back on the way to the airport. All right, so we'll just go ahead and start with what's here. And I've got a little glare right here, and I think this will cover that up and still be able to look at what we're doing here. All right, so this is what's in the outside pocket, and this has another piece that's inside, and I'll show you when I take it out, that velcros. It was actually 3 different pieces that I got during back to school season, and you can put them together or take them apart, and there's 2 smaller pieces, and the second smallest piece to this one, or second biggest piece to this one, is inside. So what I have in here, and you also have this little hook you can clasp, rather, you can hang on to things. And so what I have in here is a Pilot G2.7, and I've got a pencil. This is a Pentel 0.7 pencil, and mechanical pencil. And then these are all, let's see, this is just a general highlighter, Big Bright. And then these are an off-brand of jelly rolls that I bought a long time ago at the Target dollar spot. So they are not the jelly roll, but they write just as well. Oh, almost as well, 90% as well, I guess I would say. And so I use these inside, and you'll see that. And so let's just put all these back up, and then we'll go into the inside. Let's get you guys all back in there and zip you up. All right, and it fits very nicely in this pocket. All right, so we'll put it back in there. And I use that to underline things, and the highlighter, I don't use it as much, the big one to highlight, because I got some, what are these called? Zebra Mildliner highlighters. I have a couple of those in here. Okay, so then on the inside, we'll start here at the left. Make sure I'm centered in here for you. Here we have a Pilot Varsity fountain pen, which I bought when I was out of town in Colorado one day, just to kind of try out fountain pens, because I hadn't really been a fountain pen user, and I do like it. I think I would like a smaller point, and I don't even know what this point is. Is it on here somewhere? I'm not sure. But this is the throwaway kind. You can't refill it. And so I have that, and sometimes I write headers for what I'm taking notes in during church with that. And then in the inside pocket, so here is the second one. See how you can Velcro right there, put them together. That was in this set. And in here, I've got just a couple of things. I need to put some more in here. A couple of washi swatches, because I do use washi. And this particular set of washi is all Bible-based that I got from Michael's for faith-based washi tape. And then right under that, I have just a pocket-sized Bible that I can slip right in there, so I can carry everything together. Now, eventually, I'm going to actually get a tote, probably from Michael's or Hobby Lobby. They have like this faith-based planning section, and I'll probably get a little tote but I'll wait until this wears out completely before I do that. So I have this pocket-sized Bible. The only thing about, I think this is, which translation is this? New Living, which is fine. It's just the writing is so super tiny, and I know I wanted something little to fit inside there so I could carry everything together. But I'm trying to decide if I'm going to keep doing that because it's just really tiny writing for my eyes. All right, so that fits in there. This goes right there on top. And then I just put rubber bands around this so that I can, so they won't be falling out when I open it up or rolling around everywhere. And I just have, when I complete pages of notes in my Traveler's Notebook Bible Bullet Journal, which we'll get to next, I just mark the side of each page with this as I complete it, so I can just flip pretty easily to the next page. And I think I'm mostly caught up on doing that. And then I just have a couple of zebra mild liner highlighters here. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and get inside. So I'll put the link and card, or actually the card across the screen for this Traveler's Notebook Bible Bullet Journal, which I made some time ago. Really still love it. Made it out of a, you know, snack box or whatever. It was a box that I made. Oh, actually this one, was this one completely a box? Because I think I had to tape the sides. I'm not positive, but look at that original video. It was either completely a box or I took some different pieces of cardboard and put them together, but I think it was a box. Original box. I don't think I had separate pieces, and I just cut one side and the top and the bottom off to make this. But I make these for my Lucinda Dory Planners Etsy shop periodically as well, which I'll be making about 10 more of those coming up in May. So but anyway, that video covers all making this and putting it together, but the inside is very different now. So so I'm doing this updated video. So I did do this before. It's from A Man in the Mirror message by Lou Giglio, and it's something that I say to myself every day. It says how God sees you, and I actually quote this affirmation every single day to remind myself of those things. And this is an insert, or rather a dashboard that a friend of mine made that has pockets, and the pockets, what's in here is totally different now. This used to be a flap, and I cut it out to make it a bookmark, and it was just a thank you that I wrote to Jesus. I did watercolor and some stickers, so that goes in this pocket. And then this used to be in my wallet a long time ago. It was one of the things, one of the journaling cards my husband made for me for Christmas, because we do DIY Christmas gifts, and he did a really great job, and I really like this one. So it's blank on that side, but it says hope on this side. Very nice. I do really like it. And that goes in that pocket. This insert I got from a planner meetup, and I just used some, this was actually the Michaels pens that are supposed to be kind of equivalent to the Jane Davenport butterfly markers, but they are not. And I'm not sure if you can even buy them anymore, because they were not good at all. But the pigment was good for this. This was all kind of tan and has Victorian style, and then I painted all in between the art here with that pen, and then watercolored this flower and did some stickers from, this came from a meetup, and I wrote over it, God is good, and this came from a set of stickers I bought at Hobby Lobby. All right, and then this is brand new. Is the index the way I had it before, I did not like it. So I took some, make sure you can see all of it. I took some mixed media paper, and I taped this part. I folded it in thirds, and I taped this part on top of what was the index. And then so I have a fresh index here. This is actually some framers tape here, artist tape on the side that kind of taped it in to secure it a little bit better. And then I put the pages there on the index. Center that part so you can see it clearly. Put the pages on the index there, and then the different categories and titles of what's in this first insert. And then I just today did this. This was my doodle sketch watercolor for the day, and it's Psalm 1:3 that talks about being a tree planted by the waters and that it will not wither. And I thought, you know, living in Arizona now, that the palm tree is the greatest representation to, you know, a leaf that won't wither. And then so this folds out, and I'll show you what's on the back in a moment. So this folds out, and on this part right here, I just did a little sketch of you know, a book or Bible, and had Psalm 119, 105 that says, "The word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path." And I just really like looking at this. It just brightens my study time to open this up. And then down at the bottom, I have the name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous run into it and are safe. And then this was only supposed to be one arrow there, and I just kind of got carried away. So I put a note next to this one that says, "This arrow is out of place." All right. And that was just Crayola super tips for the index part on here. All right. And then, so on the other side of this trifold, this is just page 2 of this index, of this insert. And it's the other side of this right here. So it was always there. And then this is when you open up. Now I will put an iCard across the screen for this. This was a study that I did about, make sure I can get it all in here. Study that I did about why there are different Old Testament canons. And I don't know if the whole flip out will show. It'd be kind of hard to get the whole flip out. I think I can turn it to the side and you can see the flip out. This is the rest of the study, and I actually, if you go on Instagram, you can see pictures of all the different parts of this. But I did a study on the Old Testament canons and on the Septuagint and the Apocrypha, and I did a lot more study on the Apocrypha also inside this insert. But this was inside of a different traveler's notebook, which is like my boho one, and it's a standard size. And I cut it. I cut it out and copied it to put the copy in that one instead of copying that one and cutting the copy or using the copy to go inside here. So that was a little crazy, if that makes sense. Yeah. So anyway, so now I just wanted a version of it, which this is the original version, to be inside of this insert. Okay, so that's what's back there. And then we go, and this is page 2. This is like the first message that's in here. So all different messages are in here, and they're all marked in the index of what they are and what they're about, and if they continued on another page. And you see how I marked everything with the hot pink there. And some things are more decorated more than others. It just depended on what I was doing, what the focus was at the time. And just did some stickers and some tombos and stuff on different things. And then other times you'll see as we get a little bit further, I did other stuff, all different kinds of studies. Pharisees, Sadducees studies. I did one on donkeys, which I haven't actually completely finished notating that. And then different message series, and you'll see some of the different studies. This is part of one of the studies about the time period and the historical setting that led to the formation of the Pharisees and the Sadducees, and that got me into studying the Apocrypha as well. And if you're not familiar with that, the Apocrypha are books that are, in some Bibles, they're in separate sections. They're not part of the regular canon, but there were poems and essays and books that were written that kind of fill in the gap between the Old Testament and New Testament, that explain things like, where did the Pharisees and Sadducees even come from? Because you don't even hear about them in the Old Testament. And, what the Catholic Church, where they use it, and other types of churches, and then the Protestant, and all this kind of stuff. And so it was a really, really good study. So you should check it out. That's where you learn about 1st and 2nd Maccabees, and why there's a such thing as Hanukkah, and different things like that. It's really, really interesting. And that led me part of the studies on Alexander the Great and his empire, because that is part of that historical period, which is very, very, I love history, if you can't tell. And even things about his relationship between the Alexander's empire and the complex relationship between the Jews and the Greeks during that historical period. And Mother's Day, there's some Apocrypha stuff, different messages, all different kinds of messages, church messages. Here's some Old Testament canon stuff, messages. I am still doing a study right now on the Babylonian exile and captivity, and this is one of the bookmarks that I made just out of some scraps, leftover scraps, and laminated. And this is Proverbs 3:16 of the New Living Translation is there, just marking that page because I'm still doing that study. And then more messages. And this is where I started doing a little bit more washi tape and highlights and, you know, some really pretty spreads. I started spending more time decorating as part of it, even with the studying. It makes me want to go back and study what I wrote from the different messages. These are all church messages. And then we come to the end of that insert, and then this is the back of that dashboard. That was the front. And here we have just a journaling card that I made some time ago for Oklahoma's, oh gosh, I can't even think of what it's called now. It'll come to me now. It's like a sort of like a Oklahoma Planner Con, but I made this journaling card for everyone for that year for their swag for 2017. Yeah. All right, and then this is just some fun little things I made. This is a fun little dashboard. I just used some clear contact paper. Coco Chanel. It has nothing to do with the Bible, but I really like it. And I made this pocket folder. This has some church leadership messages and notes and things in it. And I made this out of some really the back of gosh, what do you call it? Like the back of a sketch pad, or, you know, where it has that chipboard, cardboard on the back. I use it, and then I use some cardstock over it and some washi tape, and so it's a really strong pocket, not pocket folder, but I can't think of words. It happens every time I do a video. Craft folder. And then here's another bookmark that I just need to put a ribbon on it from some scrap paper, and it's pretty on the back. And then and here is a little insert that I made, which is just like, you know, a dashboard to put different sticky notes and page flags on. Okay, and this was just a scrap piece of plastic from, oh, only Lord knows what, and some more things there. And then these are some stickers. I just made this out of some leftover plastic, taped all around it, and I made some little owl, these don't even need to go in here, but and some stickers. And then here's some more stickers. These are kind of Christmas themed there. And that's the end of all of that. And this is one of those pockets from Jane Davenport. This is the front. We'll get to the back in a moment. And then here's another insert with an index, and this one is just continuing on. Here I've started working on the first 15 Bible verses a Christian needs to memorize. I found online at this link. And some of them I have memorized, some of the ones I had already. I took some time and memorized the entire chapter of Philippians chapter 4, about a year ago, and it's really changed my life. But this recently, I just, wanted to find some more things to memorize and mark that I already know, and so I'm working on those. And then here's another message and some nice decorations. Okay, and then this is kind of where I am right now. I'm working on writing some chapter summaries. This I found from shmoop.com, because my Bibles have different introductions to different books in the Bible, but they're really, really long. Some of them go into a lot of analysis, and I just want some shorter summaries of the books that I'm studying, so that's right now. And then this is a bookmark from a leadership meeting from my church in Oklahoma that I made. And let's see, that's the end. I'm still continuing. That's where I am on this insert. And by the way, this insert came from Peaky Dory Designs from my friend John Rush. Hey John! And he's on YouTube as John Rush, and his Etsy shop is Peaky Dory Designs. So this is a dot grid insert. His paper is amazing, yes. And then here is the back of that Jane Davenport insert with a pocket, and here's another one with a pocket. And then here is another insert that I got from a planner meetup D-Stash. And this one I had started just doing different things, like stuff you want to remember, like the names of the 12 tribes of Israel, for instance. And so I'm starting that. And so this one is a blank insert, really nice paper. And there's the other side of the Jane Davenport, and then that is the end of everything. And I'm sorry I shook the table a little bit. I apologize for that. And so I just slide it, instead of wrapping my elastic around so it all stays together, I just slide that piece into here. All right, fits really well. Just make sure everything's tucked in. Sorry about that glare. And then I just zip it all up, and I take it with me home, or I take it with me to church, and then when I'm studying I just bring it to the table, and then I'm good to go. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. All my subscribers get an additional discount from my Lucinda Dory Planners Etsy shop, and that discount is in the comments below, and there's a new one every month. And if you haven't done so already, also join my planner group on Facebook. It's what is my name? I am called Organized Planner Chic. Yes, it is called Organized Planner Chic Crew. Again, Organized Planner Chic Crew. That is the Facebook group. Join that and you get special privileges and special things like free coloring page every month to download. All right, and until next time, everyone, happy planning.